Some of the best high school football players in the country were in Atlanta last week for the Under Armour Camp Series. Many of the class of 2025 and 26 prospects are on the Dawgs radar. Of course, Sudu is standing by with my man Rusty for more.
Thanks, Shock. And speaking of Rusty, you were at Carrollton High School last week to see many of these prospects. We've got 5 guys here, though, and we're going to start with a guy who's already committed to UGA. All of them are on the Dawgs radar. Justice Terry, of course, is already committed to the Dogs, and, I mean, my goodness.
6'5", 250. I want to watch. This is what you call a long arm. Watch this, what he does to this guy here. Takes him straight back to the quarterback. Watch how quick he is in small space. Dude, gone. Committed, big man running right here. Watch this guy get off the start here. That's different. Rusty Mansell didn't look like that. I can tell you that right in the 40.
Pure athleticism. I know the Dogs are happy to have him. Let's move on to Cortez Smith. We're going to stay in the trenches. This dude, extremely impressive.
First time I ever saw Cortez Smith was against Marietta High School, playing for Parkview. He was 13 years old, playing center. I want you to watch what 13.
Sorry, I'm going to go back to that. Yeah. He was 13 starting in high
starting
school.
7A. Now watch what he looks like at 16 here at center. One of the top 4-star centers in America. Watch him redirect right here. Reset his feet. Get back in front. Now watch him when he comes through right here. That's 16 years old, 3 years later now. Georgia, Tennessee, everybody's on him, as you can imagine. 4-star prospect out of Parkview.
The Dogs are in good position with
Cortez.
So
far, I think so, yep.
Love to hear that. And, of course, Juan Gaston, ultimate athlete, this guy.
I call this a 1 percentile guy because he's 6'8", 340 pounds. He played in the high school state playoffs this week in basketball and put on a show last week at Carrollton. I want you to watch this big man out of Westlake High School, major Georgia target. Look at that big dude. Takes a lot of man to get around him at 6 foot, right at 6'8", 340 pounds. Juan Gaston, major target for UGA right now.
And you're telling me he plays basketball at that size?
He played against McEachern this week against one of the best players in the country and held his own almost.
That is amazing to be able to move that kind of weight around. That is extremely impressive. All right, speaking of impressive, you sent me Tyler Atkins' highlights. I was blown away. He was a sophomore last year, and this dude is like a heat-seeking missile.
Tyler Atkinson, linebacker out of Grayson, started as a freshman. This is what I like about him. He's an inside linebacker. Watch him on the pass rush drill right here. Lineman has to tackle him to get around. I want you to watch the agility on him, though, running the short shuttle. You're talking about a guy that can stay on the field for 3 downs. He can play inside backer, then he can rush on 3rd down. Invaluable. He's the next superstar at Grayson High School.
And this is a class of 2026 guy.
26, yes.
He's still got another couple years.
Yes.
My goodness. And look, we can't let you go without talking about the phenom, the 5-star Juju Lewis.
Here's the thing about Juju Lewis. He was at Carrollton throwing in front of his home turf. But here's the thing about Juju. Now things are sped up. He's committed to USC, but still taking visits. He announced earlier this week he will visit now Alabama on March the 8th, Georgia again on March 15th, and then Auburn. Still committed to USC right now, but everybody's fighting for him, including Georgia, and they got a real good look at him on Sunday on tape.
And extremely impressive. I mean, the whole country knows about Juju, and what a get it would be for Kirby Smart.
You don't have to say his name. You don't have to say Lewis. Everybody knows who Juju is.
People just know who Juju is. Rusty Mansell always here with the latest recruiting updates. We got more Bulldogs Now on the way.
You're watching Bulldogs Now, your front row seat for UGA sports action.